Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Michael Blumental. Michael Blumental is a growth leader with a proven track record of building and scaling successful, customer-focused global operations for B2B startups. She is the Chief Operating Officer and part of the founding team of Hyro, a young startup focused on supercharging patients' digital experiences with conversational AI. Michael holds a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from Open University of Israel and is an active member of Women to Women, a program aimed at promoting young women with extraordinary qualities. Well, good afternoon, Michael. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Brian. Thank you for having me.
You bet. This is exciting. We've been talking for several months, and I'm excited to jump into the questions and talk about some of the things that you're doing at your company, Hyro. So, Michael, you have an amazing career. You've got leadership roles. You're in a tech startup, and now you're the Chief Operating Officer for Hyro. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth?
Sure. Well, that's a difficult question. I wouldn't say I have the secret, but I can say that I always try to follow three main principles. And those would be, first, to always aim higher than your first instinct. So this means, keep pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. Second is never take no for an answer. And then finally, this is a principle that I borrow from mindfulness, and it's called loving kindness. So basically, it means to just be kind to everyone all the time and from a genuine place, because people deserve your kindness.
Absolutely. I think, in fact, I could share the very same sentiment as, treat the people the way you would like to be treated. And that has served me very well as well in my career. So thank you for sharing, Michael. And Michael, I want to talk about something that's more timely, right? As you know, everybody around the world has had to make major shifts to adapt to this new normal because of COVID. Could you share with us what you're doing to adjust and stay relevant in this economy?
Absolutely. So it's definitely challenging times. At Hyro, what we are doing is we're developing the next generation of virtual assistants. So those, are chatbots for websites, voice assistants for call center. We have a very strong focus on healthcare. And so one of the most popular assistants we do is one that helps patients find a doctor, schedule appointments, find relevant information on the provider's website. And what happened was that when COVID broke, we started getting a lot of questions on COVID in our bots. We all kind of sat together in our virtual rooms and we brainstormed on what we can do. And we decided to use the CDC FAQ page and add the knowledge from the FAQs into the bot. So we did that. We started answering COVID questions in our virtual assistants. And then we got so much traffic that we decided to give this away for free to any healthcare organizations that could benefit from it. And we started supporting lots and lots of healthcare organizations with what we called COVID bots. So at the beginning, it was mainly around answering frequently asked questions. And then we also added a risk assessment flow into it, so patients could go through a series of questions to understand the risk level that they're on, followed by, instructions to the next level of care that they should be going through. And eventually, we also added the organization's own content, so instructing them on which numbers to call for COVID hotlines, where to schedule COVID testing, and so on. So this has been super helpful for thousands of patients since we went live, and I'm very proud that we did it.
That's amazing. I really love this type of technology. I've worked with it myself in the past, around like IT service desks, for example, and it was very successful. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about that offline, but I appreciate you sharing that information. That's very helpful for not only me, but our audience. Michael, new and emerging technologies are my hot topics. I just talked about that with the platform you're doing. Can you share with us what type of newer technology you're leveraging within your product today?
Sure. So we are conversational AI experts. So what does it mean, conversational AI in practicality? If you think about all the solutions that enables humans to interact with technology, that's conversational AI. So Google Home, Alexa, all those great tools. At Hyro, we're developing those conversational AI interfaces for businesses to interact with their consumers, for healthcare organizations to interact with their patients, and really making all the digital communication much more simple and much more friendly and easy. So we can talk about conversational AI if you want. We have an interesting approach for that. Usually the way those solutions are built is around intents. So when you say, Google, what's the weather like today? It's a weather query intent, right? And it's the same as asking, what's the temperature like? And should I wear a sweater? So when you want to create a new conversational AI solution, you have to come up with all the intents you want to support. You have to decide on those. And then you have to provide all these training data in order for the AI to recognize that intent when you're building the conversational flow. So usually usually that's a process that takes a long time. It's very expensive, very manual. So our new approach for conversational AI is that we're, instead of moduling intents, we module the language itself. So we use computational linguistics, and we actually learn the different language rules, how to identify the location of the verb in a sentence, how to identify the nouns, which means that we are able to understand in real time what users are asking and get to a very high quality of conversation from the first day with no training data. So we're really making it super simple for enterprises to introduce conversational AI interfaces.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. AI is something that I like to focus on, and it's quite frequently a topic of discussion on this platform and on our website as well. So thank you. Michael, this is the big question. We have people from all over the world that want to know more about you. So can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in leadership or entrepreneurship?
So yeah, sure. I'll go back to my principles. I'll highlight the first one, I think, and I'll try to aim that at the female audience that are listening in, because there was a study that showed that when men apply to a job, they need to qualify for about 20% of the requirements in order for them to feel comfortable and apply, whereas the women has to qualify for at least 80% to feel comfortable to apply. So I think that my advice is to the female audience to say, believe in yourself, aim higher, and very importantly, surround yourself with a group of other females, strong females around you to push you forward.
Thank you for sharing. That's very insightful, and I know that'll help a lot of young and up-and-coming women leaders that are in technology, STEM, or otherwise. So thank you for sharing. Michael, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you so much, Brian. Happy to be here.
Bye for now.